Welcome back. So that new Superman, it was pretty good. I liked it. Okay, serious review though, it was that gas. At this moment, it is my favorite movie of the year. Very hot take, I know, but I have my reasons. So to start us off, the way the movie opened with the text, the suit, the logo, the music, ooh, the music. According to my girlfriend, I had an enormous ear-to-ear smile throughout the whole thing, and I could not stop myself. Great stuff. And just to preface, the majority of this video is gonna be me dick riding the movie, but I did have my gripes, so stay tuned. But we not there yet, so let me get my saddle. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on the plot, as I feel like most of the oh, and spoilers, by the way, spoilers. Where were we? I feel like most of the value in entertainment comes from how good all the characters are. I think I enjoyed literally every single character. But as for the plot, it's simple, but it gets the ball rolling for the characters to forward the story. Superman interferes with foreign government affairs and stuff gets messy. And it gives Superman's biggest hater a chance to get the drop on him. He takes his dog, slanders him with his own parents, and locks him up. Not a very super day. Superman escapes, there's some black hole shenanigans, and then one could say they have vague parallels to real life events, maybe, allegedly. And then Soup saves the day and it's all hunky-dory. Awesome, dope. But like I said, I think the characters are what really shine, so I want to start with the star of the show, Mr. Terrific, who was terrific. Okay, before this movie, I'd only seen Mr. Terrific in like one other thing. So as cool as his jacket was, I didn't really have any expectations for him going in. But he was wildly entertaining to watch and stole the show in most of the scenes he's in. And I'm glad he was given a good chunk of screen time. A good deal more than the rest of the Justice Gang, who I also really enjoyed. Now moving to the actual star of the show, Superman. I'm usually pretty nitpicky when it comes to how they do characters in movies. Not so much that I can't enjoy the movies, but for example, I don't think they have had, at least for me, the right Batman or Spider-Man in the movies. I like all the Spider-Man movies, don't get me wrong, but none of them have hit that spot. Pause. The closest I think was honestly Andrew Garfield, but still not quite. And as for Batman and Superman, the older movies are charming but dated. The Christian Bale movies serve as amazing NyQuil. The Zack Snyder movies, they're not terrible, but those are DC character cosplays at best. Those are not the right characters. But this new Superman, that is my Superman, or almost. But he's definitely the closest to how I like my Superman served. So even the nitpicks begin not to matter so much. Like, I think he's a little too goofball at times, but I still enjoy those moments. They don't always hit, but they don't seem to take anything away from the experience. I feel like he's been Goku-fied a bit and is lacking a bit more oomph. But like I said, I enjoyed my time with this movie enough that it really didn't matter. And good lord, the sauce on this movie. Superman's fighting style is super satisfying and all the grapples and spins seem unique to this Superman. And that ending blitz on Lex's little militia showed off some of that raw power you expect from Superman. And you feel the power. Maybe it was just the theater I was in, but every impact was like... But you see, that's what I found great about this version of Superman. They don't have to make him the fucking Punisher to make him cool. They emphasize that he's got all the power of a tornado, but is as gentle as the breeze. Superman loves all life. He puts as much effort into saving a squirrel as he does preventing a war. He's hurt when Malie is killed, someone who he's had few interactions with but made a connection with. The Man of Steel would have been like, damn, but do these people deserve me? And new Superman is like... He cares. He cares, man. He cares. And he's human. And as much as that speech at the end about being human is kind of on the nose and sounds a bit like a top Redditor analyst wrote it, they show more of his humanity through his actions that I found heartwarming and heroic. I do think they should give him a little more oomph in his next appearance, focus a little bit more on the super instead of how this movie is more on the man, but I enjoyed every bit of this introduction to a new Superman. Oh, it does, however, have this side effect from watching the movie that lingers for some time after you leave the theater. Your whole brain is just filled with... Yeah, so to conclude, I love the movie. If this is where DC is taking their movies, I think they're in good hands and they might actually be competition to Marvel again. I'm hopeful of the future, and while I do have small nitpicks, I got goosebumps and a huge smile every time Superman took off and the score started playing. And maybe it's recency bias, but I think this is going to be one of those movies we'll be looking back on like we do the first Iron Man. So that's about it. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate any and all support. Fuck with me on the YouTube specifically, where we got goals to hit. But yeah, thanks for watching.